Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ReelTok episode 168. Today I'm sat alongside George and Seth. Cam, I believe, is dressing up like his mom in Chicago for the weekend. If I'm
I
not
just
mistaken.
saw his fucking tweet of the Chris Evans sweater from Knives Out. He goes, which I have.
Good man, Cam. He looks like he's been having fun. I know it's like his mom's birthday weekend when he's in Chicago. But yeah,
I love Cam.
Hope he's having a fun time. But yeah, for us, we will be talking Wicked for Good as a big main release this week that has everyone talking, and then also Train Dreams dropped on Netflix. So I know that's one of the big movies of the year for people in the film space, and one that everyone's kind of working hard to get more and more people to watch because a lot of great things about Train Dreams. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the episode. Shout out as always to our executive producers, Ollie Powell, Stefan Johnson, and Cole Beaver. Thank you for making the show happen each and every week and supporting the podcast. And the same goes for all of our patrons who support us each and every month and hang out with us in the Discord and suggest topics to us and support us. All kinds of great stuff like that. We couldn't be doing the show without you. So shout out to all of you as always. But with that, before we get into the episode, let's go ahead and get into how we've been doing. What have we been watching? I will start with Seth. Seth, how's your week been? What have you been up to? What have you been watching?
Week's been okay. I haven't really done much this week. Have I done anything this week? No, I haven't done anything this week. I don't think. I'm going to like this like prop thing on Tuesday morning. So this movie memorabilia place in London is holding an auction. In like a few weeks, and they've got like a few props there that are kind of cool. So I'm gonna go see them. They've got like a press morning or something. There's some really cool stuff. There's like the Tobey Maguire like symbiote suit from Spider-Man 3. There's like Indiana Jones's fedora from Raiders of the Lost Ark. So there's a bunch of stuff there. So that'll be kind of cool to see some things like that in person. So going to that on Tuesday. I'm just going to London once this week. I haven't really done much this week, to be honest with you. It's been a bit of a stressful week work-wise and just mental and whatever. Same old. I haven't watched like a crazy amount. I didn't get a chance to watch Wicked for Good because I just couldn't get time to go to the cinema this week. Annoyingly, or maybe not annoyingly, who knows. I haven't watched a crazy amount. I still haven't watched Tyler the recent Pluribus episode yet as well, just because I haven't had time. So looking forward to watching that tonight with Anna. And we are also going to be starting Better Call Saul tonight as well, which should be good. So restart for me, but also first watch for Anna. So we're starting that. Obviously, we watched Breaking Bad, so I'll go on to that. In terms of what I've watched, I haven't watched like a crazy amount, like I said. What did we do? I rewatched Get Out on like Monday. First time in a few years. Good film. Get Out. Good film. Hot take. Great film. Almost. You know, every time I rewatch it, it's there's always something new to spot. And Daniel Kaluuya really is like that good, as we say every time. Rewatched Persona as well. I watched Scanners, one of the Cronenbergs I hadn't seen. Rewatched Pulse, George, for the first time since.
Yeah, I love that.
I think like 2022 since I first watched it or something. So it's been a while. Went up to 4.5 now.
What is Kurosawa's? What's that like 40-minute film he came out with last year?
Chime.
Yes. Okay.
Have you not seen Chime?
I have not seen Chime.
It was nominated for a ReelTok award.
Was it really?
Maybe two.
Shit.
It's Chime was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
One of the guys for sure. Pulse went up on my ratings to a 4.5 as well. Really liked it. Watched Belly as well. This was a directorial debut from the 90s with like DMX and Nas. It's fucking amazing. It's like a extended almost visual like music video of such. It's like one of the most like stylized, grounded. It's almost like a DMX music video extended to 90 minutes. It's amazing. I'd really recommend if you haven't seen it. Called Belly. And what else did I watch? That's kind of it for me this week. I didn't watch a crazy amount, to be honest, because like it's been said, I've been really busy. A lot of sport on as well, which obviously takes up a good amount of time. And Sheffield United did just beat Sheffield Wednesday. So shout out all the fellas. Sheffield.
Let's go.
No, it's a big win. But yeah, that's kind of it for me this week.
George, how about you? How's your week been? What have you been up to? What have you been watching?
Week's been good. We moved on Monday, which I guess our patrons got a sneak peek of because I think I panned the camera to my apartment full of boxes for our Friday episode. But we're more settled in now. We got our like TV console, so a lot of boxes have been emptied. All of my movies and my comic books and my Funkos are back home where they belong. There's still some stuff on the floor because we're still missing like our coffee table. We're still missing a kitchen table because I think I told you this, but we decided to like redo our entire like apartment. We decided to refurnish it. So the move was pretty easy because the movers didn't have to bring any of our large furniture. We just donated all of that. But we're a little slow to buy furniture right now. So we have a coffee table hopefully coming today, which I'll build and get a lot of like these like books, you know, like you guys know, like my Dune book and like my Oppenheimer book and those that like sat on my coffee table. They're just on the floor right now. But yeah, we're pretty settled. You know, we ran through unpacking like our kitchen and our bathroom and our bedroom and like anything that needs to go in like our pantries and our closets pretty quickly. Which is great. I don't like boxes. So yeah, it's good. It's been good. I like this new building. Same area. We're like 3 blocks south of where we were. We could actually see, I don't know why we said we. I could actually see my old apartment building from my window, which is kind of funny. So that's how close we still are to the old place. That was the beginning of the week. I went to the Marty Supreme pop-up on Thursday. That was funny. So like, I don't know. I was sitting online with Sophie and Gooch and then one of our other friends, Courtney. And I was just like, I can't imagine not living in New York City. Like, where else will I be able to leave work at like 2:30 and go stand on a line for some Timothée Chalamet merchandise? Like, it was such a funny thing. Like the line, Timmy posted on his story the location, and like 30 minutes later, Sophie was texting saying the line is already around the corner, and this thing didn't even start till 4. So people were lined up like 2.5 hours before like the thing even opened. So by the time I got there, the line was incredibly long. Thankfully, Gooch was already in line in like a nice spot. So I just popped in with Gooch. We just popped in with Gooch, which was nice.
Wow.
Is that legal?
There's no class.
Yeah.
Great.
No
class.
Listen, honestly, I have no shame because where we were in line with Gooch, when we got to the front of the line, a lot of things were sold out already. Like we like the blue Marty Supreme jacket was sold out and everything but a double XL. I got the red large Marty Supreme jacket, and that was like there was like 5 more left. So I have no shame in cutting that line and popping in with Gooch because we lucked out with being able to like buy what we wanted to. But it was fun. It was like this old like warehouse that they like filled with, you know, the mannequins. There was TVs playing old sports highlights. There was like this big truck with ping pong balls. You guys probably saw my story. But it was cool. We were out by like 5:30 maybe. So we were there for like 3 hours. We were there for a while. But we didn't see Timmy. Timmy came at like 7, wearing that like pink Marty Supreme jumpsuit, which was pretty sick as fuck. So that was a ton of fun. Told you guys I had the Paul Mescal, Jesse Buckley interview yesterday, which went pretty well, I think. Awesome experience. I'm self-aware. I'm very out of practice when it comes to interviews. So like I can hear like my voice crack. Victoria says I sound fine, but I know when I listen to it, like I could hear my voice crack. I could hear myself. Like I know how I talk when I get nervous. So like I could hear it in the interviews. But that was a cool experience. I got there like so early. My check-in time was 10:10. I got there at like 9:40 just because I was like, let me get there as early as possible. Just like I don't want to fuck anything up. Like just in case the subway sucks, just in case anything happens, let me have extra time. So I get there at 9:40. I check in. I don't interview them until like 11:15. So from like 9 to 9:45, Paul and Jesse were doing a Golden Globes press conference. Then they had a little bit of a break. Then they had a long form podcast. So like they went on someone's podcast, and that was like from 10 to like 10:40. It was like a 40-minute podcast episode. Didn't recognize the podcaster. He was there. He did it in person. I didn't recognize him. So I'm curious. I'm going to go through like Spotify's like movie and TV podcasts and see if I can like. I feel like he's got to be one of the top podcasts if he's like, you know, grabbing Paul and Jesse for 40 minutes. But after that, they had another little break, and then they started rounds of 4-minute interviews, which is no time. 4 minutes is nothing. But I was talking with the Focus Features people, and they were like, yeah, usually like these press junkets, you get 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 16 minutes, depending on like your level of class. But they were like, nope, everyone has 4 minutes. And it was because they need to fit in as many interviews yesterday as possible because Paul's schedule is very busy filming the Beatles movie. So he has very limited time between now and like the release of Hamnet to do these press junkets. So even, you know, like Cinema Joe, he flew in from LA to do this interview. He only had 4 minutes as well, even though I even asked the Focus Features people, I was like, are people really flying in just to do 4 minutes with them? And the girl I was talking to points to this other guy down the hall and goes, that guy flew in this morning from London. He's a BBC critic. He still only has 4 minutes with them. And
Do you know who it was, by any chance?
It was some old guy. I was talking to him.
Oh, okay.
So dude, this guy was so funny because I love when people are like too comfortable with you, even though you don't know them. So I was talking to him for like maybe 5 minutes because we were like, I was in the queue and he was next to me in the queue at one point. So he's like, you know, who are you? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. And I explained, like, I have a podcast, ReelTok Podcast. He immediately pulled up our YouTube. And he's like, oh, how long have you been doing this full time? And I was like, oh, well, that's, you know, I actually don't do it full time. I work in finance. And this guy looks at me and goes, oh, so you're a capitalist. And he said it in a British accent, which made it like extra funny. But I was like sitting there, I was like, it's a crazy like thing to just tell someone without even like knowing who they are. And I didn't even have time to respond to that because the lady came out and goes, George, you're up. So I was like looking at him and I was like, it was a really weird final conversation to have before talking to Paul and Jesse. But
so you only had 4 minutes.
I had 4 minutes, and this is where I like. It's nothing. It's no time. Like it's absolutely. It's crazy.
When I did my one and only one, the sport one I did, I had 10, but it lasted like 13 because it went over a little bit, and even that felt like nothing.
That's the same with quick. Like my Chris Stuckman interview. I had 6 minutes, and it ended up going like 9 minutes. Yeah, but 4 minutes is nothing. Like I prepared 3 questions. I prepared an intro and 3 questions. The intro is short. It's just like, this is George Carmi of the ReelTok Podcast here with Jesse and Paul.
Do you actually say of the ReelTok Podcast?
Yeah, of course. Come on, son.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I asked Jesse her individual question first, and then I asked Paul his individual question. And then my third question was a pair question. I didn't have time to get to the pair question. So I prepared 3 because Liam Crowley, the tall, very tall guy from Screen Rant that I always mention, he told me 4 minutes pairing, have 3 questions prepared, 1 for one person, 1 for the other person, and 1 for the pair. You know, on the off chance that you get to the third question, you know, just have it just in case. I guess this is a good thing. Like Paul and Jesse, like they answered my questions like in depth. Like they gave me good answers. So it's not like I ran out of time because I talk too much. I ran out of time because they talk too much, which is a good thing. Like I'm happy they gave me like really good answers. But it's funny because before I went into the interview, I asked the Focus Features people, I was like, how strict are they going to be on the 4 minutes? And the lady's like, they're going to be strict about it, but don't stop talking until they audibly cut you off. So like, if I'm looking at Paul and Jesse here, this way is like their publicist who's like telling, like she's giving you like the countdown. She's like, wrap it up.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's so weird.
It's so stressful. But the focus features people were literally like, don't even look at her. Like, do not stop talking until she audibly tells you to stop talking. So I asked Paul the second question. When he was done talking, I very briefly started to ask my third question. And the lady was like, I'm sorry, that's all the time we have for you. We have to get the next person in. And then I shook Paul and Jesse's hand. But they're darlings, man. They're really sweet. I'll get the videos up today for you guys to see. I sat down in the chair and I had 30 seconds for them to get the lighting in order and get the mics in order. And I guess I was visibly nervous, and I didn't even say anything, but Jessie Buckley looks at me, and this is where I fell in love with her. She looked at me and she goes, "You're doing great. You're doing great." And I was like, "I love you." I was like, "I love you so much." I think I called Paul Mescal beautiful 6 different times in my when wording my question.
Understandable.
But yeah, it went well. It was I like I said, I'm very out of practice. I know I'm out of practice, but this is good experience and the interview stuff. And not to downplay who Chris Stuckman is, but a Chris Stuckman interview compared to a Paul Mescal interview is just it's a wildly different experience. Chris Stuckman and his movie, he needs me and Alex and us creators to promote his movie. Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley do not need me. They don't give.
And it's a 2v1 scenario. It's always going to be harder when you're doing multiple rather than one, because one's more conversational, isn't it? That's the thing.
Exactly. One, it's when I was interviewing Chris Stuckman, it was easy to get into, because one, I knew I had a lot of time. Chris Stuckman, I had, I think 6 questions prepared. The first 2 questions weren't they weren't anything crazy. They were let's loosen each other up. Let's get into a good conversation. Whereas you have 4 minutes. It's I'm not going to waste time on, how are you or something stupid like that. I really wanted to get into good questions, and I saw the movie twice, so I had I had a list of 10 questions per person that I ended up narrowing down to 1 question per person that I thought they would give good answers for. So it went well. It was a good experience. The Focus Features team was really awesome. I was sitting with them all morning. I was telling Sophie this and Hannah yesterday. The Focus Features team is so unbelievably convinced that Hamnet is about to sweep the Oscars. They are fully preparing internally for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, a Supporting Actor nomination, a Best Score nomination. They are really preparing for a insane awards season. And then I was talking to another guy who this guy was a little interesting, and I think he was just trying to flex on me, but he was yeah, I have a lot of friends in the industry that have a lot of connections to the Academy, and he was basically we don't think One Battle is going to sweep the Oscars as much as everyone thinks, because Hamnet will be fresher in everyone's mind by the time voting comes around.
When did Hamnet come out?
One Battle? Oh man, when did One Battle come out?
No, Hamnet. When does Hamnet come out?
It's coming out Thanksgiving, so in 5 days.
Oh, okay, right, fair.
Yeah. Obviously I don't study the Oscars and know who's going to win, but I would still put US currency on PTA and One Battle winning those 2 big awards. But it is cool to see how Focus Features was preparing internally for a movie that's gonna get Oscar nominations compared to movies where they're just released to streaming or something like that. But it was a cool experience, fun experience.
That guy talking about the Oscars was definitely just a loser trying to flex, because one, no one knows what the Oscars.
Yeah,
I would be retired.
That was my first thought in betting.
Yeah. And secondly, last year Anora 1 was released early October. Year before that, Oppenheimer July. Year before that, Everything Everywhere All at Once was not a late release.
March.
It's been years since we've had everyone's oh, award season's always fresher in the mind. It's okay, then
it's kind of a common myth, isn't it? Almost.
It's one of those things, and obviously I love
one before Everything Everywhere All at Once. No, well, I guess
Nomadland, Coda. But like I love obviously Dune Part 2 a lot, but I think people are so quick to be like, oh, Dune Part 2 didn't win Best Picture because it was released in March. Yeah, which like trust me, obviously I think that movie should have won Best Picture, but I could fully understand why it did not, and I'm not blaming the timing of the film. But I do think that's a big reason why people are quick to be like, oh, we're forgetting about movies that have come out in, March, April, May, June, July. But yeah, good experience, really fun experience. I'm gonna toss up one of the videos right now because there's only 2 videos, there's only 2 clips, which is more than I deserve. It was such a crazy, like walking into that room and seeing like Paul and Jesse sitting there was crazy. But yeah, after the interview was yesterday morning. I wrapped. I was probably out of the building by like 11:30. Headed downtown. There's this cool Irish pub called the Dead Rabbit in the financial district that Hannah and her boyfriend Bryce love to go to. So we went there. Me, Victoria, Hannah, Bryce, and Sophie got some lunch. Drank a little bit. I left them within like 2.5 hours to go to 5 Iron, which is like the indoor golf simulator in New York. Ton of fun. I went there with Nick, Rob, Matt, and Mike. Had a good time. And then went back to my friends last night and just kind of hung out for the remainder of the night.
What was the Irish pub called, George?
The Dead Rabbit.
Oh, okay. I'm sending you some on ReelTok now, actually.
Why? Do you have a Dead Rabbit in Sheffield?
No, just carry on. I'll send you.
It was I walked into the dude. Irish people are so funny. I walked into the Dead Rabbit, and out of like almost immediately, some random dude looks at me and goes, "That's a mean beard, brother." But he said it with an Irish accent, which is obviously the coolest thing in the world. Like it was really cool sounding.
No, please try and do it, George.
Actually, maybe try and do it.
All right. I got to channel like Cillian Murphy.
No,
I'm just gonna do a British. I'm just gonna do a British accent. I don't know how to do Irish.
Doing a British accent for an Irish one is probably the craziest, most offensive thing you can do right now.
I'm sorry,
don't
but
do don't do that.
Listen, I'm not an actor, man. I can't do it. But that was my week. What have I been watching? I watched One Battle After Another twice. It's on digital. I watched it once while unpacking, and then I watched it again while packing. So I mean that movie's it's a good movie, man. It's a really good movie.
Film. Good
film. It's actually crazy how good that movie was. I rewatched Baby Driver after we saw The Running Man. I think at this point. Yeah, I think I discussed this. Yeah, I discussed Baby Driver.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
Okay, so then I watched less this week than I thought. Wicked for Good, which we'll talk about in a hot sec. I rewatched. I saw Hamnet again I saw Hamnet before the interview was confirmed, and then once the interview was confirmed, I was like, okay, let me rewatch Hamnet. I really love this film, man. And Seth, I know I said it last week, but I'm excited to talk to you about it because I'm still standing by what I said last week. I'm so stunned that you don't love this film. Like even on second watch, I was like, this film is just Seth. Like this.
Well, maybe I'll rewatch it next year when it comes out. Anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. Or dude, hopefully maybe we'll find like an art house theater in Austin when we're there in December that's still playing Hamnet.
Just so you can stare at Seth watch Hamnet.
Yeah, just so I can
watch
Seth watching Hamnet. I'll be like, "Are you enjoying it more?"
You just stand up in the front by the screen with like a Q pointer and just like tap the screen.
Like, oh, you missed that last time. But yeah, rewatched Hamnet. It is really so good. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which we talked about on the Patreon. So if you want to hear some extended thoughts, that was a fun conversation. We get like half of that conversation was just talking about like our high school experiences and like stuff like that, which was fun. I watched Romeo and Juliet from 2021, the stage play movie with Jessie Buckley and Josh O'Connor. Good. I mean, Jessie, she's such a good actress, man. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I know you guys are a lot higher on me than Josh O'Connor. Romeo and Juliet it moved the needle a little bit. I think he was really good in this. It's not a movie; it's like a stage play that's just filmed, and then you could watch it. But the production is really great. The editing is really great. Jessie and Josh are really great. So I definitely recommend that. Rewatched Oppenheimer.
Good
That's a
film.
movie.
Hot take.
That's a fucking movie, dude. Like
It's a
I don't
real
know,
movie.
I don't know why, but I think that was like my 9th or 10th log of Oppenheimer. But every time I go to watch Oppenheimer, especially post watching it in theaters for the first time, I don't know why, but it's one of those movies where like I expect to like it less on rewatch. I don't know why. I can't explain it, but I'm like, this is
It's because it's
rewatch
made
where
for big screen.
yeah, I was like, this is the rewatch where like I won't care for a 3-hour biopic as much as I used to. And then every time I watch the movie, it's like, nah, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Like it's so fucking good. It's so good, man. It moves so well. Killian is so good. That Ludwig score will just never not hit. And then the final conversation between Oppie and Einstein is just one of the most powerful final shots of any film. The movie's so good. And then I'm still watching, short films here and there. I watched this short film. Let me tell you something. I've talked about the short films I've been watching. I haven't recommended. Like I'm not, if you don't want to watch them, whatever. Portrait of God. It is a 7-minute short film on YouTube. If there is any short film you watch from, the ones that I have logged, and I haven't logged a lot, but if there's any one that you see and you're like, oh, let me watch that, let it be Portrait of God. 7-minute horror short. I actually almost pooped my pants. This was dude, this shit was so scary, but it was so well made. And I actually was blown away. And I'm not saying I don't know. I'm not even about to finish that sentence, but it was so good. I don't expect short films that are 7 minutes to blow me away the way this thing did. So good. Please watch it, man. Please watch it. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of short films, but if you go to my short film tag on Letterboxd and you want to watch any of them, let it be Portrait of God. Let it be Portrait of God, because that shit was so good. But yeah, that's me. That's my week. I'm sorry I did not get around to Train Dreams. Victoria and I have officially been kicked off of our parents' Netflix accounts. We are no longer part of the household.
Get your own.
Yeah, so I gotta get my own. We were also kicked out of our parents' HBO Max account recently, so I gotta get my own subscription there as well, because obviously I have to watch Welcome to Derry tonight. But yeah, man, that's it. That's been my week. Fun week.
Yeah, they're all tax write-offs anyways. Just get your own subscription services.
Dude, wait, do you actually?
Obviously.
Wow.
Every single movie ticket should be write-offs too. The Airbnb in Austin and the Airbnb
services.
Of course you can. That's part of how you earn money through movies.
Dude, every penny I spent to go to New York is a tax write-off, because
really
the podcast there. Yeah.
Holy shit. I am
not. You got.
Oh, I didn't do that though. That's kind of crazy.
That's an untapped.
You got to get with the times, man.
Yeah.
If you're gonna live in a capitalist world, you got to play the capitalist games.
Dude, I can't believe that dude looked me dead in the eyes and goes, "Oh, so you're a capitalist?" And that was the last thing I heard before I walked in and saw Jesse Buckley and Paul Mescal.
Yeah, he probably mumbled under his breath too. He's like, probably doesn't even write off his Netflix subscription as he walked by too. Just thinks you're pathetic.
God, I'm just money down the drain. All right, whatever. That's what I did. That was my week.
Yeah, I didn't do much this week. All I really watched was Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Wicked for Good. That's literally it. My movie watching this year is just on an insanely low clip. I'm trying to see. Let's see what.
Mine's low, but I think yours is lower than mine, which is quite
Tyler, I remember
mine's really low.
Was it before we started the podcast where you were doing the I'm watching 500 movies this year?
It was the same year, I think. It was the same year, 2022.
It was okay. Yeah, we're washed up, bro.
I didn't get there. 2022, I watched 476. 2023, 737. So that was a big year.
Oh my god!
How much?
2024, 511.
Wait, I need to say that again.
267.
Dude,
I mean, but it's hard. I guess hours is more accurate than movie watches, though.
Wait, what were your hours? Yeah. Mine was 900. Mine was 901 in 2023. What was yours?
2023.
I had 901, 514 diary entries. I'm not hitting anywhere near that this year.
What did you have in 2023?
Which hours or logs?
Hours.
901.
Ooh, I had 964. I had 519 logs in 2023.
I had
2025. I'm slacking.
My numbers are so much higher, man. They've just been going down every year, I swear. So
actually, I'm at 612 hours this year.
I had 1,300 hours in 2023.
Oh,
this year, how many did you have this year, George?
This year I have 612 hours.
I have 536.
510. Washed.
We are
We're washed.
We can't even check Cam's because he hasn't logged any of his films he's watched like a month.
Yeah,
Cam's like 70 movies. I don't think he'll ever come back to Letterboxd.
Cam is literally like 70 behind. He's got himself into a rut where he'll never be able to like do it now.
He'll never find the need to come back to Letterboxd now. But I haven't been watching much at all. My week was pretty good, pretty standard.
Wait, Seth, sorry. I just saw your text. You got invited to that too?
Did you get invited to that?
Yeah, I didn't go, but
so
yeah.
Quick one about that, George.
That's so funny.
So
Hannah went to that.
Really? So quick one about that.
I've never heard of that show though.
Neither have I. That's why I didn't go.
I almost, George, and this is genuine. They were offering flights as well.
Oh, dude.
So I almost came for a weekend, but it was a really bad time. So I was this close to coming to New York for a weekend.
That would have been crazy. That was the night I ended up watching Hamnet. But I had also RSVP'd before my Hamnet screening because, I mean, this is season 3 of this show. I don't know what it is. The show is, but the Dead Rat. It's a very interesting like bar because it's like a little like it's like very jammed. It's like very compact. So like when I read the Dead Rabbit on that invite, I was like, wait, what the fuck? But that's funny. That's funny that you got invited to that too.
Cool name.
Drew. The poster looks awful for that show.
What's it called?
Do you want to give him free advertising?
Yeah, sure. Blue Lights.
I have no idea.
Do you know what? The IMDb score is actually like high, so I mean, maybe it's good. It's got good actors in it. I like the actors in it. Someone let us know if you've seen Blue Lights.
Why is an Irish-based show for BritBox premiering a trailer in New York City?
Dude, I'm going to assume, man.
Well, I'm going to assume it's that A, it's going to be more marketable for them, and B, they can just use this, what I assume to be, as George was saying, like probably well-known Irish bar in Manhattan or something. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, so they had a rugby match going on at this bar yesterday. Shit was crazy.
Is it in Manhattan? Is it like central?
Yeah, it's downtown. It's by. Did you guys walk through Wall Street when you guys came? Did you go to see the Bull?
Yeah, I don't know if we went by the Bull. We went to Wall Street. Yeah,
it's like a 5-minute walk, a little further south from Wall Street.
Oh, okay. So yeah, really central. Yeah, that'd be why. Makes sense.
Yeah, but my week was nothing notable. Didn't do anything. This upcoming week, just got a couple days of work, and then going up to Dallas for a few days for Thanksgiving, and then Riley's bridal showers on Saturday, and then we'll be back Saturday night and podcast Sunday and do it all over again. George, you got Thanksgiving plans? You going back to Long Island?
Yeah, going back to Long Island. Victoria's going back today. She has a little more free time and flexibility to work from home, so she's going back today. I'm not going to go back until Wednesday night because I annoyingly have to be in the office Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But Wednesday will be like a loose day, so I'll probably catch like a 2:30, 3 o'clock train home. And then we'll be on Long Island Thursday for Thanksgiving. My family's actually in Charleston with Kiki for Thanksgiving this year, so it'll be me and Victoria's family this year.
Do they do like a traditional Thanksgiving? All the classics?
Yep, Victoria's aunt always hosts. They do all the classics: turkey, ham. It's always a fun event.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're not gonna ask me, so?
I didn't think you guys celebrated.
You don't, but I'd like to be asked. You know, just part.
Well, actually, do you guys? Because I know Canada has a Thanksgiving that's completely separate from American Thanksgiving. So I don't know. Do you have anything similar?
No, not really.
You just have Sunday roasts that are basically Thanksgiving every Sunday.
Well, I don't have them, but yeah, we do have.
But like anytime I see like videos of people making Sunday roast, I'm like, oh, this is just like pretty much Thanksgiving.
It's like the same sort of food, basically. Yeah.
But some people just like religiously eat it every Sunday night. It's like
That's true. That is true.
How about, do you eat like pie and mash with some lekker, some stewed eels?
This is like it's like one of those things, you know how the classic.
We're just throwing out stereotypes right now.
They're all over my TikTok. Like people do be eating them.
No, they don't. So I've never, honestly, Tyler.
Battered sausage.
I've never eaten eels or known anyone in England to eat eels in my life. It's like, okay, you know, like the beans on toast stereotype. It's like that. Or people eat beans on toast, but like, you know, not as much as people, you know, make it
gross, man. How often are you eating fish and chips?
Once a year.
Real? Oh shit! Really?
I probably eat them when I go to my grandma's because she likes them. So we usually maybe twice a year. That's about it. I don't. Bro, I eat fucking like the most boring, like basic ass shit. You know,
dude.
When's the last time you had a jacket potato?
About 3 years ago. Yeah, it's not great. I have meal prep foods or I order sushi. They're the two options for me.
Yeah,
you know,
the goat.
Sushi's the fucking goat, man. Oh,
yeah, sushi's good.
Food. What a food.
All right, we can get into the reviews now. So I think I'm the only one Seth's the only one who saw Train Dreams. So George and I will do Wicked, and I will then hand it over to Seth to do Train Dreams.
Do you want me to do Train Dreams first? Because I'll be quick. And then
that works. Yeah, give us your thoughts on Train Dreams, and you don't have to rush through it. Give us because I know you really loved it, and I know a lot of people are loving it. So
shoot,
I know I wish I'd seen it again. Though.
Not to derail us, but should we wait till next week? Because like I'll probably have it seen by next weekend.
Yeah, I just feel like every time we try that, it just fails.
Yeah, you're right.
Next week we have like Hamnet and like a bunch of other stuff. So it's like every time we try and push something, it's like the next week comes, it's like, oh, we have 4 new movies we're supposed to do. So I say we just do Train Dreams now, and it will probably be nominated for something at the ReelTok Awards. So we'll be talking about it more then.
Yeah.
But yeah, Seth, take it away, good sir. Do you want me to read the synopsis? Yeah.
No,
your computer's on right.
No,
I was gonna spotlight you. Yeah, you go for it. For a clip from Mateo.
Cool. Train Dreams. A logger leads a life of quiet grace as he experiences love and loss during an era of monumental change in early 20th century America. So I watched this. When did I watch this? So I watched this on the 12th of October. So it's been over a month now. I can give like my initial, I guess, thoughts. And let people know kind of what I thought. So it obviously just released on Netflix, I think 2 days ago or so. So on the Friday. And I think like to my surprise, I'll say this before I kind of get into my initial thoughts. More people within the general audience are liking it than I expected, or loving it, should I say, more loving it than I expected. Because I think contextually and thematically, it's one of those where it's either going to really work for you or isn't. You know, a lot of comparisons have been drawn. I drew this as well to Terrence Malick. I think it does have that kind of essence of a Terrence Malick film, the way it kind of uses and its environments as like a character almost, and contextualizes the characters using the forest environments and the vast landscapes and co. And it really does feel like that. So it's directed by Clive Bentley, who did a Q&A before I watched it with pretty much everyone, like all the main cast members. So like Felicity Jones, Joel Edgerton, Kerry Condon. I think it was just those 3 that were there. And then I think it was, the DP, who is, I got the name of Adolfo Veloso, who has only done really a couple things, and mainly it's here Clive Bentley's first film, Jockey, and this one. So I was very much looking forward to this because it looked like something for me, and I loved it. Currently, Train Dreams actually sits at my number 5 of the year. So really, really high. I need to rewatch it actually, because I think it could go even higher potentially on a rewatch. But I think this is kind of beautifully sentimental in the best possible way. In terms of a use of surroundings within its most isolating moments. I think Joel Edgerton's central performance is so kind of subdued but calm and also incredibly upsetting. You know, the way he processes grief and longing for life that isn't there, and being set within this kind of world. You know, I said in my review that it's impossible not to feel the noises, the small moments in this film. What it does so well, like a Malick film, for example, is like, right, I said in my review, like each chop of wood, each leaf crunch, each like bird chirp, it's like this never-ending landscape it sets itself in, and the way it kind of all falls on Joe Legend's character and his beliefs, his feelings, the way the film is lit, like it's easily one of the best staged films of the year. Like it's, oh my god, it really sets itself so well. I did another comparison as well. What I spoke about, if you've seen Werner Herzog's Aguirre, the Wrath of God, in terms of it kind of being that, in its most isolated moments, being almost not creepy as such, but nerve-wracking in a sense. There is a particular scene in Train Dreams where he's in kind of his built house, and kind of I wouldn't say the final third, maybe the second half at least, can't remember how far it in, where you are kind of on edge because he is alone in this world, needing sort of company, striving for connection. And it really manages to, again, use the environments to make you feel sort of isolated and lonely, similar to like Aguirre, the Wrath of God, while also having that real, just calming, tranquil feel that a Malick possesses in some of his films, and something that actually, like, for example, the last, like, I think 40 minutes, I was just like reduced to absolute tears. It really like shows this. It's almost an odyssey of his life, like the passing of time and eras and generations. It's funny, but I remember when I watched it actually, and I saw, I knew Kerry Condon was in the film, and she doesn't come in until, like, I want to say the last like half an hour, but it's such an impactful moment. There's a particular scene with him and her where they're speaking, where she lives, and there's kind of that again never-ending seamless backdrop. It is like therapeutic in a way. It's that longing for something that in your head exists but is kind of not there, and realizing that. I think, like, it feels almost as well, not to go onto a tangent, it feels like a work of a director who's, first of all, I mean, Netflix-wise, this doesn't need to see in a big screen, but man, the visuals in this thing, the staging. If you haven't seen a big screen, I'm actually sad for you, because it really make a difference. But it feels like a piece of work that had been done by a director who is so sort of years into the field, in terms of the way it used it. And that was what surprised me most, because Clive Bentley, I hadn't heard like much around, but I did find this like truly earth-shattering. Like, it grabs you so sort of hard and never lets you go from its entanglement. And it feels like for me, it felt like a director who'd been years into his craft at this point. And even though it is, again, very set within its own time period and generation, it is kind of so introspective that it almost pushes you, and it did to me, to reflect on areas of my life where I could have been either more grateful or understanding of experiences, or yearning, and it's so sentimental. And there are a lot of films that kind of take this avenue of, okay, what does it mean to truly live in life and be happy, not necessarily happy, but content with it. But it does it in such a unique way, and I think using the forest environment is such a way to do it. But it really just like grabbed me so much. And like I said, like, I think if I want to go on the page now, my friend's average for this right now is a 4.3, which to me is higher than I initially expected, because it does have that kind of Malickian feel, I guess. And I don't think it shies away from its influences, but I also think it does manage to separate itself. It's not just here's another Malick attempt, where it's just, okay, here's the influences on a sleeve. This is kind of what we're going for. But yeah, currently right now it sits at 5 in my year, just behind, I'll tell you, 28 years later, Sinners, One Battle After Another, and Sentimental Value. Again, another sentimental film. You could argue that's again, you could argue 28 years later is very sentimental. I love me some sentimental shit, but it really, really resonated with me, made me cry. And if you have seen it, I'm very keen to hear what other people thought of it as well, because even from just like kind of opening, and I actually love. Not to go into something again. I can't remember whose review. I saw someone's review where they were complaining about the narration. I loved the narration in this. Narration, I think, is something where I think it ruins films at times, but in this, it really works within the context and kind of this soothing atmosphere. I don't know who did the score, man, but the score was so good. Am I right? One of my favorite scores of the year for sure. I need to find out because I don't want to do them okay. So we got Bryce Dessner on the score, who also did Sing Sing, We Live in Time, Come On, A Good Person, Bardo, Two Popes. The score was amazing. I was really impressed by this completely. I think it's hesitant to call it like a masterwork as such, but I think it's like a great of the year. And I'm also keen to see how it helps me reflect more, and also how my experience differs not watching it on the big screen and watch it on home on Netflix, which is a shame. But yeah, I will get the guys back now. I give it a 4.5. A 4.5 for me. Really, really good. I really highly recommend you watch it. And I think it's a shame that it was a straight streaming film anyway. But I think anyone that wants to should. And I think it's on like how long is it? An hour 42, so it's pretty short as well. But yeah, I found it pretty monumental. Hello.
That is so long.
True, actually, an hour 42 is too long.
Yeah, you want me to sit down for that long and immerse myself in a motion picture?
On Netflix, no, unfortunately.
Also, I heard my goat Bryce Dessner.
How do you know Bryce Dessner? Oh, We Live in Time.
Yeah, and Sing Sing.
Oh.
And come on.
Yeah. Wait until you hear the score for this shit, man. It's
was it he did Two Popes. I don't know if he was nominated for an Oscar, but
wait until you hear the score. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
What a picture. What a film.
Yeah, what a film. I didn't watch it, but yeah, what a film. My friend's rating is a 4.4 right now, which is fucking crazy.
Really? That's even higher than mine. Mine's 4.3.
Yeah.
All right, George, ready to talk Wicked?
Yeah, let's talk.
You guys see what
I texted you? You didn't find that? Did you find that funny?
I did not see it.
That shit is, come on.
Train date. Okay, that's a good chance to end. Bye.
Oh, man.
This shit is so jokes.
Yeah, all right. So Wicked for Good. The follow-up to last year's massively successful screen adaptation of the musical, one of the most popular musicals in Broadway history, translated to the big screen by director John M. Chu. This one is shaping up to be pretty much just as successful. We got the numbers that it's got $68.6 million in the film's domestic opening day, which is the biggest for a movie in 2025. But yeah, Wicked for Good concluding, or maybe, I know there's been rumors that they might try and make a third, but concluding what we saw in the musical of Wicked, part 2, act 2 of the musical. You will be changed as an angry mob rises against the Wicked Witch. Glinda and Elphaba will need to come together one final time. With their singular friendship now the fulcrum of their futures, they will need to truly see each other with honesty and empathy if they are to change themselves in all of Oz for good. Yeah, you saw this. Was it like the premiere on Monday or like an early screening? What was that?
No. I was just at an early screening, but the premiere was happening like across the street from me. But no, I was not at the premiere.
Well, you saw it Monday. I saw it Thursday. Cast is all the same except you add the Cowardly Lion of Coleman Domingo. But other than that, I think everyone's pretty much the same. I mean, you have like Dorothy in it, I guess, but they kind of hide her the whole time. And she said, like, I think you see glimpses of her in the first one. But yeah, let's talk Wicked for Good. We'll talk non-spoiler first, then we'll get into spoilers. Which I don't know. I feel like everything about this movie is kind of spoilery because it's like concluding the part 1. So I guess we'll just give our overall like thoughts on the movie as a whole, and then we'll just dive right into spoilers so we can just talk freely. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I like these movies. I like the Wicked movies. I have a good time with them. You know, I think they're fun. I think Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are really great in these roles. I immediate thoughts are I am still Wicked 1 is like the better movie. I say this all the time on this podcast. I just love like a good like origin story, even though like, and yeah, I would call Wicked the first one an origin story, I guess, you know, running through like the friendship of and the relationship of Elphaba and Glinda. The second one, it's like much more urgent. It's like, okay, the world is built, our characters are built, the relationships are built. Now let's like get into the story. And I think it works. I think when you compare two movie musicals, the biggest thing is like which movie has the better songs. And Wicked, the first one, absolutely in my mind, just has the better compilation of sequences. I did love No Good Deed Goes Unpunished in Wicked for Good, though. I thought that entire production with Cynthia Erivo in the castle and the flying monkeys, I thought that was really great. But yeah, I like these movies. I have a fun time with these movies. I know a lot of people are like really quick to like poop on these movies. I will continue defending the way these movies look. I don't think the lighting is as egregious as everyone is saying it is. And beyond that, I think the practical design and the practical sets are like, I think they're awesome. I think like this is a very clearly an example of a filmmaker who just loves this world and these characters and just wants to have fun filmmaking. And I think John M. Chu really does radiate the love he has for these stories. If it doesn't work for some people, I can understand why. If it absolutely works for some people, I could also understand why. I am a little more in the middle on Wicked for Good. I certainly did not enjoy my time as much as I did for the first Wicked, but I love Ariana Grande as Glinda. I love Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. I think they're both really good. I think their relationship is really good. I'm not like Ariana Grande Best Supporting Actress this year the way I was last year for Wicked. I think her performance in the first Wicked was just, it was a little more like fun. It was a little more, you know, she had more to do in the first movie. Not that she didn't have a lot to do in this movie, but she certainly just had more to do in the first movie. And I still love her in this role, and I think she's just absolutely incredible. Michelle Yeoh is doing all-time bad things in this movie, like genuinely, like all-time bad things. I cannot believe how bad of a performance she put on. I genuinely think I could pick a random woman off the street, and that person could do a better job than Michelle Yeoh. It was jarring. Jeff Goldblum, fun as always. I think he's awesome. What's the song that Jeff Goldblum sings, man? I'm forgetting the name, but the song that Jeff Goldblum sings, the first thing I told Victoria when we left the theater was when Jeff Goldblum started singing, I was nervous, right? I was like, okay, this could be really bad. And I was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. Like, it's obviously Jeff Goldblum singing. He obviously doesn't know how to sing, but like, it's not terrible. And in that same song, Ariana Grande starts singing. And when Ariana Grande started singing, I was like, oh shit, Jeff Goldblum fucking sucks. Like, when you put his voice up against a voice like Ariana Grande, one of the best voices of the century, it is jarring, like the quality difference. So I thought that was pretty funny. This movie has moments. This movie has big moments that it needed to stick the landing in. A lot of them are spoilery, so I'm not going to get into the specific moments. But if you've seen the play, thank you, I appreciate that. But if you've seen the play, you know exactly like the moments I'm talking about. I think there are certain moments where it sticks the landing and it does a really good job. One in particular, I'm excited to talk about. I think there are other moments where I don't think it failed, but I don't think it necessarily like 100% sticks the landing. And that's where like this movie doesn't fall off for me, but that's where this movie doesn't reach the heights of the first one, because there are important moments in this movie that I think we needed to get right. And I think it's kind of like a 50-50 split between getting them right and not getting them right. And when we get into spoilers, we'll talk a little more heavily about those moments. But yeah, I landed at a 3.5. Like I said, I had a good time. I like these Wicked movies. I certainly like the first one better, and I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to the fact that I like the compilation of songs in the first one better, and I love the introduction of this world compared to, being fully immersed in the world and like being involved in like this rioting story about, parading against the Wicked Witch. But yeah, 3.5. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I briefly saw your tweet, which has me assuming that you did not like this movie at all. So I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, like I just didn't write up a big review because Riley and I went to the movie, and then we went to like get some seafood for dinner like right after. So I'm like, I'm just gonna throw something up quick, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna copy soups and throw that up.
Yeah,
and people got a kick out of that. But
it is funny because that has become like that's what you say if you really don't fuck with a movie. And once I saw it, I was like, okay, that's a funny way to tell me you didn't like the movie.
He hasn't done it in a while, but like 2023, it was like he was dropping that line like left and right. I think that was when Marvel was probably cranking out like 6 movies that year or something that like all of them just kind of were trash. But yeah, so I don't know. I am going to be one to poop on this movie, because I liked Wicked Part 1 or Wicked. I had a good time with that movie. I did not have a good time with this one. I thought it was a really messy conclusion. I thought everything about it was significantly worse. I think like the 5th or 6th best song in the first movie is better than every song in this movie. I didn't care for any of these songs. And I just thought this was just such a weaker, and I think not a lot of it is to blame on the movie. I think Act 2 of Wicked is just inherently worse than Act 1 and just not as exciting. Like I loved Shiz University. I loved Glinda and Elphaba becoming friends. I loved them experiencing going to Oz for the first time. Like everything about it was so magical and fun in the first movie, and nothing I'm going to even critique about the second movie is about how it looks, because I don't love how it looks, but like it's the same as part 1. So I'm not going to go into this movie like that'd be on me if I was like, oh, they're going to fix everything by then. No, like it's the same thing as part 1. So I'm not going to complain about anything there. But I thought performance-wise, I think Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are great. They're fantastic in this. I think Ethan Slater as Bach has a great moment in this movie as well. But I think the rest of the cast, even Jonathan Bailey, who just oozes charisma, I thought he was kind of just there for this movie. I didn't think I think he had a lot of moments that needed to be really emotional, and he just didn't give me much. Jeff Goldblum, you kind of touched on his singing, but I think he was just very much just Jeff Goldblum in this movie, and it just really took me out of it every time he was on the screen. Michelle Yeoh, contender for worst performance of the decade. Marissa Bode,
all time,
so
not throwaway decade, all time. Okay, I'm sorry, I love you, Michelle Yeoh. What are you doing?
Yeah, Marissa Bode as Nessa Rose, also quite bad. So there's a lot of rough performances in this movie, but at the end of the day, it's a musical movie, so none of the songs did it for me. I don't think the emotional moments hit for me. I think the Wizard of Oz of it all really took me out of it, because like it was obviously happening in parallel to this movie, but like every time they showed it, it was like a weird, like, this is what's happening, but like don't want to show what's happening. Like it's just like a weird amount of inclusion. I don't know if it's that way in the musical or not, but it was just weird how like much it's happening and being referenced and happening on the side and just like kind of there. And it just became a little distracting for me. And that on top of Jeff Goldblum just being Jeff Goldblum was really distracting. Every time they said clock tick, just took me out of the moment. Just because I don't know. I feel like the way they delivered the line clock tick every time, it was like they were like doing like a theater kid, like wink and nod. Yeah. Like, we're using a word from the musical. And I was like, no, like, I mean, just make it, you can say that word, just make it normal. But no, like Grande good, Erivo good. Both of them I thought were better in part 1. I just think part 1 just had so much more range that allowed them to show their fun side, their happy side, their enchanting side, their devastated side, their sad side, like everything that goes through them. Whereas I don't know, this movie, there's just so much that needs to happen in this movie, and it just feels like it's just jumping all over the place. Where like Cynthia Erivo is kind of going to try and bring the animals back, and we'll talk about this more in spoilers, I guess. So I'll stop there for now, but I'll say everything in terms of how it looks is the same as part 1. So if you liked it in part 1, you'll like it this time. If you don't like it, you won't like it this time. But I just think the emotional moments never hit for me. I think the performances outside of Grande, Erivo, and Slater were ranging from average to really bad, and I just didn't care for any of the songs. So with that, we'll kind of break in to start talking about spoilers for this movie, or just so we can talk more freely about the movie. throwing that up now. But yeah, I mean, I guess quickly back on Michelle Yeoh, she's just like truly awful. And like the thing is, like I see a lot of people saying like, you know, there's people on both sides of the spectrum. People are like, oh, you need to return that Oscar. And then there's other people saying like, no, she's great. You all are just haters. And I think both things can be true, that Michelle Yeoh is a legend. She deserved that Oscar, and she sucks in this movie.
I've seen a lot of people like rebuttal where they're like, are you guys forgetting that Cate Blanchett, after giving her Tar performance, did that Borderlands. Yeah, I was about to say Badlands, but yeah, the Borderlands movie. So
everyone has stuff like that, but I think but the thing is though, like the whole story of how Michelle Yeoh got cast was like John M. Chu, like Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo went to John M. Chu and was like, she needs to play Madame Morrible. They like got on a Zoom call with her and basically like gave her the part without auditioning, like begged her to be in this movie, which I just think is like just directing malpractice. I think John M. Chu got a little starstruck with having to deal with Ariana Grande and his cast. He's like, yes, ma'am, anything you say, I will do. Because there's no, like, I don't know. I just think you just kind of need to be like banished, like put in director jail for good if you like actually like audition Michelle Yeoh, see what she sings, see what she does for the role, and still decide to put her in her movie.
Cast her.
Because if you like, I was talking to people who like have seen the musical, and like there's whole musical numbers of the songs in Wicked for Good that they just take out of the movie because it's when Madame Morrible is supposed to be singing, and she's just so it's like just basically they're like changing songs because of how incompetent she is, which is just like kind of inexcusable as a director of a musical to like let that happen. And if you're like truly committed to making a true screen adaptation of a musical, then like you got to at least get creative with some dubbing or something, or have someone else sing. Cause like you have one job when you're making a movie musical. It's to bring the songs from the stage to the screen. And like, if you're going to just change songs because the actor you chose is so bad at them, that just seems like, it just seems like rule number one. That just seems like you're breaking. And like Michelle Yeoh, like she's great. She's a legend. I love Michelle Yeoh. She's not like a general audience needle mover. It's not like you're getting like Miley Cyrus, you know, like, or someone who like, we have to get her in a movie because this is gonna be a big name that like, you know, every 16-year-old that loves Wicked is gonna like need to see this movie even more because Michelle Yeoh's in the movie. Like that's just not the case. But I mean, to be fair, well, I guess that's part of my critique. I was gonna say, to be fair, she's not in this movie a ton, but like, it also like kind of destroys a lot of like, because Madame Morrible is so sidelined in this movie. Like in the first movie, she's very much, you know, she's like running Oz. She's like kind of putting Glinda under her wing as like someone to bring, or Elphaba, I guess, because she kind of is the one who convinces her to stay at Oz when she was really just dropping off her sister. So kind of lame to see her get sidetracked. And then obviously Jonathan Bailey has big moments in this one. This is him deciding between Glinda and Elphaba and where his heart's going to lead him, as he's now like the general or the captain of the Capitol military, who at the beginning of the movie is very much on Glinda's side, or more just like on the Capitol side and just doing whatever they say, but you can clearly see he's struggling with it. Ultimately turns to go to his true love, and Elphaba gets beaten, punished for it as he saves her life, and turns into the Straw Man, which was a really weird design when they showed him.
Yeah, okay.
Up close.
That's I was gonna ask about that, because the two moments that I immediately were comparing when I was saying like there are big moments that they landed and there are big moments that I don't think they quite stuck the landing. The big moment that I think that they really landed was the whole like Tin Man transformation sequence.
Yeah, agreed.
Like genuinely, I thought that was a really, really awesome sequence.
Maybe my favorite scene of the movie.
Yeah, that was like one of the first things I told Victoria when we left the movie, because she asked me what I liked about the movie, and my first response was Tin Man stuff. Like the Tin Man stuff I think was great, even beyond the transformation scene, like the scene when they're rioting outside the castle and he's like screaming and shouting. I think that was just a really great bit of acting. But I think they nailed the whole like transformation sequence, you know, closing the door behind him, you know, Elphaba telling her sister, you know, he'll be okay, he's alive, and then he walks out and he's the Tin Man, obviously. Like I think that's just a really great sequence. And I don't think, I'm not going to say like everything with Jonathan Bailey, but I just think he has so many important moments in this movie, from, you know, the engagement in the beginning to decide, you know, making that decision where he's like pointing the gun at Elphaba and then switches it over to Glinda, and then at the end where they reveal him at the Scarecrow. I don't think those big moments were necessarily done poorly, but they weren't like these like, oh wow, that's a big moment in the movie kind of energy. You know, it was like, I mean, for starters, I don't know if I was on board with the Scarecrow design, and I was very curious if, I was like, the whole movie, I was like, I'm very interested to see like how they go about this. Like, what are we, like, what am I about to look at, you know? And I keep seeing tweets where people are like, it looks like Ryan Reynolds, and now I cannot unsee it. But like even before his Scarecrow transformation, like after he threatens Glinda and he gets captured and put on the Scarecrow pole, like that whole sequence, like it didn't affect me, and I feel like it should have given me some sort of feeling where I was like, oh shit, like fuck, he's about to turn into the Scarecrow, like oh my god, damn, that sucks. But I was like, okay, we're like, it got to a point like where these big moments just kind of felt like we were running down a checklist. But again,
I don't know. I don't know if like Jonathan Bailey, like I think maybe I don't think I've seen him in anything other than Wicked, the first one. And I think Dancing Through Life is such a fun musical number. And he's just framed as like the it guy in the movie is framed as like the hottie, the cool guy. So I don't know if that movie set up unrealistic expectations for me about Jonathan Bailey, that maybe he's like, in my mind, that's all I saw him in. So I'm like, oh, this guy's like, he's got the juice. He's got the, you know, that leading man type charisma. So maybe he's not that kind of actor and just doesn't have the acting chops. Because in this movie, everything's dramatic. I was like missing something here.
But it was like it was more so like Wicked, the first one, especially Dancing Through Life, because I think that's one of the better numbers of the first Wicked. Jonathan Bailey and this character Fiero, he's so charismatic. Like he's so fun. He's so charismatic. And I feel like there's like a sudden switch in like his characterization in Wicked for Good, where like now he has to play like this more dramatic role and this more like, oh, I don't really love that I'm getting engaged to Glinda. Oh, I'm still, you know, I still love Elphaba. Oh, now I'm the Scarecrow. I have to be a little darker. It's like maybe Jonathan Bailey just isn't that kind of actor, like you said. Maybe he thrived in the charismatic setting as opposed to the dramatic setting. So
and to be fair, it might just be the direct comparison of him and Ethan Slater, seeing Ethan Slater's Tin Man and being like, because that happens first. And that set the bar so high for these transformation scenes. Where like it was like a horror movie. The makeup and the costuming of the Tin Man I thought was phenomenal. Ethan Slater ate really every single second on screen. So then like everything about the design of Scarecrow wasn't as good. The way they shot it was like kind of like a hazy, almost like vision of Elphaba as opposed to like a pure directly horror scene. So like everything about how they shot it, the costuming, the acting was just like a step down from Tin Man. So maybe that direct comparison makes it a little bit of a letdown. But yeah, I mean, the Tin Man was so sick, and it was not the same for Scarecrow.
No, Tin Man was dope. And then even like, I mean, putting aside the transformation sequences, I do think they nailed like how they tie in the Wizard of Oz to Wicked, which obviously wildly important. Like everything from the tornado to killing the sister to, you know, the standoff between Elphaba and Glinda, even like the shots of like Dorothy's shoes and her like walking off towards Oz. Like I liked everything that happened with them. I told Victoria before we watched Wicked, I was like, they're not going to show Dorothy's face. Like they're just not going to. Like that's an untouchable Judy Garland character. They're not going to cast someone, like we are not seeing it. And I'm very happy they made that decision. Genuinely, I'm very happy they made a decision to like never show her face. Obviously, if you go to like Letterboxd, there is a woman, like someone's obviously playing Dorothy. But it's kind of like the first thing that I thought of was the Ben Affleck Air movie where they never show Michael Jordan's face.
Good comp.
Because it's like that's like Michael Jordan's a god. Like who plays Michael Jordan? No one plays Michael Jordan ever. And it's the same thing with Dorothy. It's like no one will ever touch Dorothy outside of Julie Garland. And if anyone does, I genuinely feel bad for that person because they're going to get an unbelievable amount of hate. So I like everything.
They're cowards for not showing the body under the house, because I always thought that was the most savage way for Wizard of Oz to start, to be like this movie like 1939. They're like, because when you watch Wizard of Oz, you don't have the context of Wicked. So it's like you're just watching that movie and like, 10 minutes in, all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a house on top of a body that just murdered this random person wearing a Steelers shoes. Like I was like, what the fuck's going on in 1939?
I was waiting to see like her like legs out of the house after getting smashed. Yeah. Also, oh man, this is another thing I told Victoria after the movie I thought was so funny. And like in the movie, I had to audibly like stop myself from laughing when Fierro and Elphaba were in bed together and they were making out. Elphaba like stops making out and goes, "I finally feel," and then pauses, "wicked." And I like actually had to stop myself from laughing in that moment because I was like, that is so corny and like the funniest. Like it's so corny to a point where I almost respect it because I can't imagine anyone on set was like, "That's a great line. That's an incredible line." Like I was like, that's so fucking funny, man. That shit.
Yeah, Cynthia Erivo was probably in that bed, like, "All right, so there's a line you want me to read?" And like she was like, "Yep." And then she's like, "You sure?" And he's like, "Why? What's the problem with it?" Like, yeah, it's but no, I mean, yeah.
Victoria just told me that line is in the musical, which I have seen. I guess I forgot about it. I finally feel wicked, and then they resume making out.
Well, at least they're being faithful there to the adaptation of the musical. But
wait, there was one more thing that I oh man. I mean, not a bad thing. This is just like, and obviously it's a big part of the musical as well. And I felt the same way in Wicked Part 1. I don't give a fuck about anything with the animals. Like, I'm so sorry. I could not give a like. They opened the door and there was a bunch of animals in cages, and I was like, good. I don't give a fuck. Fuck those animals. Like I didn't have the same reaction. It's hard when it's
CGI animals too, because it's like
It's just like I don't know. It feels like okay. Here's another comparison: Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That shit made me cry, bro. Like every time I saw an animal in a cage, I wanted to end my life. Like I was so fucking sad. Whereas like in Wicked for Good and the first Wicked, I was like, you're not doing enough to make me care about these animals. I don't care.
Which is weird because it feels like that's the whole point. Like the movie's like Elphaba realizing like everything going on here is horrible, and she seems like the only sane person that sees that, and she's trying to fight for them all to be liberated and free. And Jeff Goldblum in the Capitol, they're like taking away their ability to talk, taking away their ability to be intellectual. Like this is like very like complete de-animalization of these animals and turning them from people functioning in society to expelled people animals that don't have any autonomy. So like huge theme of the movie, and agree. I never really cared enough about it, and it like felt really weird. And Doug mentioned this in his review, and I didn't really think of it until I saw it. But it was like weird how like basically the animals leave Oz because they're basically, for lack of a better way of describing it, they're basically all going to be killed, or what their idea of them are is going to be killed. Like if they're, because it's like basically if you take a normal person who can talk and think and make it so they can't think or talk anymore, you're basically just turning them into a zombie, like not even a real thing. So they're fleeing because like, I'm gonna save my life. I'm not gonna just sit here and be slaughtered by the Capitol who's like continuing to persecute my people. And then Doug's reviews is like crazy for Elphaba to just like fly to all these people fleeing like their death, and then just being like, no, you have to come back and like fight this. It's like, what are these people gonna do, man? Like there's no way. Like if I like you gotta fend for yourself at some point. Like you clearly, and every day it goes by, the Capitol or like Oz is getting worse and worse and trying to like fully just eradicate them. So I don't know. It's everything about the animals, I think, was just not done poorly because agreed. The emotion of seeing them in peril didn't hit enough, which then made when they were fleeing and Elphaba trying to get them to come back didn't feel like a big enough like struggle enough to then at the end when they're finally brought back didn't feel enough of a like emotional like yay, like it's all saved. It was just weird. The movies and maybe the musical is too, but it's just they seemed way more focused on the Elphaba and Glinda of it all, which makes a ton of sense. You have Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. But I think a lot of the themes otherwise kind of just got left to the side and just didn't hit as much for me. But I don't know. I just keep going back to like the moments that did work emotionally for me is like everything with Ethan Slater, which like he's like a loser with everything him and Ariana Grande do in their personal lives. But like, because I was thinking like a moment that worked really well for me is like his acting when he first leaves Nessa Rose and he goes to the train station and then it sees like he gets like stopped by security guard and like no munchkins allowed. And like his emotion on his face of realizing like the person who I was like low key in love with kind of just like basically determined my species, my race, like not worthy and it's going to control us. And just seeing his facial expression change when he realizes that like hit me really hard. And I'm like, damn, this guy, like Ethan Slater crushed every scene he was in. Although he was way too fast with it when like, cause like Elphaba comes and shows Nessa Rose like how to fly and like all this magical stuff, and like changes her mood from being someone who wants to just like take her frustrations out on the world to someone who's like happy and excited again. And Bach waited like 2 seconds, like immediately once she was happy for 2 seconds, like perfect. So like I can leave now, and you don't ever want me to be here, and I can just be free forever. Like, bro, you gotta like just be like, oh good, she's happy now. Give it like 2 days. Like give 2 days of like, isn't this great how happy we are? And then like subtly on day 3 be like, so like you could probably lift the restrictions on the munchkins now. Like we're so happy, right? Like he went way too fast. Like immediately he sees her happy for 1 second. He's like, oh, I love Glinda so much. Isn't she the best? Like I've always loved her. I've never really give a shit about you. I need to go. It's like, bro, you're kind of asking for it with the Tin Man shit. But Ethan Slater crushed it. Honestly, forgot about the whole Coleman Domingo casting until after the movie when I looked at Letterboxd. Because I remember they made a whole big deal about like,
Dude,
we're gonna get a big star as
the
Lion, and then I was like, I can't even remember like the Lion. I don't know. He's so inconsequential the movie.
He just had like one like. I don't even want to call it a monologue. It was when like the yellow brick road was broken and they were going underground. He had like one very quick monologue about like how he like fuck Elphaba basically, and then like kind of disappears. Like even like the rioting scene, it was all Tin Man. Like it was all Tin Man. Like they don't show Scarecrow till the end. Obviously Dorothy's not doing anything. But like Cowardly Lion just in and out so fast.
I think that one of the biggest emotional climaxes that they try and go for that completely missed for me, which is like the biggest and kind of final one of the movie, because I've never seen the musical. I have not read anything about Wicked. Like I have no idea where the story goes. Like I know the Wizard of Oz of it all, but once the witch gets the water thrown on her in Wizard of Oz and she melts, I don't know anything that happens after that. So when they kind of reveal that like she faked the death, she was under the floorboards, her and the Scarecrow run away, like that whole thing, I feel like the whole final 10 minutes happened so fast where they quickly revealed like she never died, she was alive, she was hiding, she reunites with Fiyero, they run away. Like none of like I was just kind of sitting there straight faced, like cool, like none of that.
It's very much. It's like, and I don't know, maybe I don't know if this is a knock on the movie or not a knock on the movie, but this movie feels like it was made like for people that have seen the musical, like for people that know exactly where the story is going, for people that know exactly like Elphaba fakes her death under the floorboard, blah, 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 stuff like that. Because that final like sequence happened so fast. And like for me who has seen the musical, I was like, okay, it's happening. It's about to happen. Whereas like for you who hasn't seen the musical, you're more like, wait, what the fuck just happened? Like
it goes so fast. Yeah,
it moves so fast. But like if you're not like in the if you're not watching like the shadow of Dorothy and you don't understand what's going on, it's like, oh, whoa, what the fuck is happening? So like, I don't know if that's a knock on the movie, but it definitely like when you compare it to Wicked Part 1, it definitely feels like Wicked for Good is meant like for people who know the story and know like how things are going to unfold.
Mm-hmm. And obviously I haven't seen the musical, so when I saw people on TikTok, because obviously there's a movie like a lot of normal people, like the people that see 1 or 2 movies a year are going to go see. So I saw a lot of people saying like, wait, I just realized the final shot of the movie is them recreating the playbill. I'm like, bro, I haven't even seen the movie. And like, I knew exactly when they did the whispering in the ear. I'm like, yeah, that's of course the playbill thing. And then everyone in the comments like, oh my God, no way. I didn't notice that. I was like, just thought I was a crazy person. Cause I'm like, that's
like the most iconic.
I thought it was the most like fan servicey thing ever, which like is fine for like a movie like this should be fan servicey. So I'm not saying that in a negative light, but I'm like, when the final shot of the movie is like her whispering in the ear, like obviously that's, everyone knows what they're going for there, but I don't know.
I do like the way that was done. I do like the way the
whole kind of her happy and because it's just like them remembering them being happy together, right? Because obviously
it was in the middle of like Glinda realizing that Elphaba's still alive, but like during that she's having like I guess the flashbacks of like when they were happy, and I like that going back and forth like where their friendship was to where their friendship is, and like that kind of like. That very final shot of, and yes, it's fan servicey, but I do like that shot of like her whispering in her ear. I was like, oh, okay, that kind of like confirms to me like these were the 2 best castings. Like, I can't imagine anyone else. Like, regardless of like even like Wicked for Good, I don't love as much as the first Wicked. There's nothing against Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Like, I think they're so good together in this movie. I know they're getting like bad press because they're a little weird on their press tour, and a lot of people are overly critical of it, but they're so good in this movie, and I like it. Genuinely feels like they're best friends off screen.
Yeah, there's nothing negative I could say about either of them. I will say I saw some people saying like, Oscar nominations might not be happening because the movie's not being received as well. I'm kind of I don't think Oscar nominations, or I think they might not happen for them, just purely because I just don't think they were as good as the first one, and I don't think they did anything worse. I just, maybe it's just because I like the first movie more. I just felt like it had so much more. This one has more Ariana Grande. I think if Cynthia Erivo was ever going to have a shot at an Oscar, the first one would have been her movie because she gets the powerful number of Defying Gravity. Whereas this one, but still, I don't know. I just feel like both of them had just more to do in the first movie.
Yeah,
acting
even like Wicked for Good, like Cynthia has No Good Deed Goes Unpunished, which is a huge production and probably I would probably say my favorite or second favorite scene of the movie, right there with the Tin Man stuff. But like, I don't think that's not like a Defying Gravity Oscar nomination kind of like sequence.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what it does awards wise. It's doing very well at the box office. It's weird because like Wicked's obviously a fan fiction, like prequel of Wizard of Oz, or kind of parallel quel where it's like happening before, same time, and after. But I don't know. Like I like the world and I like the lore. Like I could see this being like not a limited series, like a genuine TV show with like seeing how the inner workings of the Capitol are working in Oz, seeing Shiz University get fleshed out more, seeing the persecution of the animals, and like, I don't know. I just think there's so much here you could unpack if you really wanted to. Obviously, it's a musical that's, a couple hours long, and they just wanted to. I mean, it's based on a book though as well, so there's a lot of lore. And I was looking at what's that one guy's name? I want to shout out the right guy. So if I'm giving someone a shout out, I want to get his name. But
character or actor?
No, a guy on TikTok.
Oh.
What's that guy that stands in front of his TV and breaks, like, here's everything you need to know about whatever. He like got really big recently. His name is escaping me. I'm trying to scroll through who I'm following. I'm trying to help you, man. I'm trying to give you a shout out, but I can't remember your name. Oh, there we go. Caden Watson. He posted like, here's everything you need to know before Wicked for Good. And he kind of goes through the backstory of Wizard of Oz and Wicked. And he where I was going with that is basically there's like 15 books. Like the guy who wrote the Wizard of Oz book wrote a whole series beyond that with like 15 books. And then Wicked has multiple like spin-offs of that as well. So like if the world of Oz has so much narrative lore built around it beyond just what we've seen on screen. So there's a lot they could do with it. And I know John M. Chu teased doing a part 3. I think that's probably a really bad idea. I don't know. I think people had very little faith in John M. Chu. Even if they loved the first 2 movies of Wicked and Wicked for Good, they still kind of said like, I don't know about this John M. Chu of it all. I think if you give him the reins to do untapped material that's not on the Broadway musical, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, don't. Also, like, you marketed this movie as the epic conclusion.
Right.
Like, you can't, like, that was the biggest title drop in the trailer, was the epic conclusion.
Yeah, and they filmed these back to back, and like, I don't know, filming concluded on Wicked for Good like 13 months ago, over a year ago. So it's like they filmed the movies back to back, built all these crazy, beautiful, awesome practical sets. I feel like he's just like teasing just for the sake of teasing and hype to say there's going to be a part 3. Because to me, I feel like if this movie finished filming like a year and a half ago, I don't think those practical sets are still there. And then you'd have to rebuild. Like, I don't think that yellow brick road's still implanted. I don't think those cornfields of color are still there. So it's like, I think you're the budget of the third one would have to be crazy, because the production budget of the first, or of these 2 movies, kind of gets split amongst the 2 because they use the same sets, which are beautiful. That's one of my favorite things about this movie is these sets and costuming. And you kind of have to be like, shit, we better still have that U-Haul full of yellow bricks that we can go grab from the dump and put back in the road so we can make a part 3. But I also don't think Ariana Grande is up for it, or Cynthia Erivo. I think they both have had their time with these characters and are probably interested in moving on. But yeah, that's all I have for Wicked for Good. Do you have anything else?
That's all I have for Wicked for Good too.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I think just like the first one, I think it'll probably have some, production design, costume design nominations. Yeah. I do know that I
also am still, even though I said, like, for me, Grande has fallen off the supporting actress. Like, like last year, I think she should have won, and I'll stand by that. I people were calling it recency bias in the moment, but I am still saying, I even when I look at the supporting actress lineup last year. I still think she should have won. I'm not as like strong about it this year, but regardless, I still think she's going to get in. I still think I don't think the Academy is going to overlook just how much of like a cultural phenomenon this movie is about to be and the box office results. And I still think she is going to get. I don't have Gold Derby open, but I'm pretty sure she's the favorite right now. Like statistically, hold on.
I got you.
Yeah, like I'm almost confident.
Gold Derby, Oscars. I don't know how to navigate this freaking site, man.
Yeah, Gold Derby's dog shit.
Oh wait, okay. Oscars, supporting actress. Tiana Taylor is at 87.9%, and Ariana Grande 87.7%.
Okay, so she's tied for the lead with yeah. So
and I don't know. I think Tiana Taylor. I think the supporting actress is going to come down to like the award season and the campaigning and how that goes. And I think Tiana Taylor has a clear narrative that she could run with. Ariana Grande has a clear narrative she could run with. It's just like who's like press manager or like publicists between Tiana Taylor and Ariana Grande are going to be like, playing the right chess moves to get them in the right direction. And maybe they both fail. And we got Inga Ib's daughter Lilius for sentimental value, just stealing it for the win. But yeah, I think it'll definitely get some nominations. I think Best Picture is the one people are wondering about. I don't think John M. Chu will get director, but
he'll win Critics' Choice Awards.
Yeah, I'm happy for the people that really like this movie. Although I think the easiest way to just tell people in 2 seconds like what to think of Wicked for Good. I feel like you just say, "What did you rate Wicked 1?" and just take a star off, and that'll probably be where you're at. Like, if you thought the first one was a 2-star, you'll probably think this sucks, and 1 star. If you're at like a 4.5 of the first one, you'll be like, I still really liked it, 3.5 to 4. But yeah, that'll do for Wicked for Good. I'll text Seth to get him back, but. Oh,
no good deed goes unpunished.
Hello, Seth.
Hey.
Let's go through some trailers and movie news. Really light week for trailers and movie news. I know we kind of had to throw this rundown together last second, but I was scrolling through things. There's just not a lot. But there's one big.
We say this every week. It's crazy. Like
I think I think last week or 2 weeks ago.
I didn't see much.
But this week there was a lot. But the big trailer this week was the new Hunger Games movie. So we got teased about it about a year ago when the novel was released from Suzanne Collins, and they announced it. And then kind of all of 2025 leading up to this, they've had the crazy casting announcements. But the first trailer for the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping has been released in theaters November 20th, 2026. I am no Hunger Games historian. I believe this is Haymitch's games. This is like his origin story. I think this trailer looks great. I think I've always thought the Hunger Games movies look great. I think they're shot well. I think the production design is incredible. They work really hard to make these practical. Has a very midsummer feel, the actual games this time. But everything about this looks so fun. We obviously know the cast is incredible. So yeah, everything about this I'm excited for. What did you guys think of the Hunger Games trailer?
Is this
I didn't watch it. It's based on the book that's just come out. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not just come out.
I keep seeing people tweet like this very specific screenshot from the trailer saying like, I can't believe they included that in the trailer. And like, as someone who never read the book, I was like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. It's based on a book that came out like a year ago.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not a big Hunger Games guy, but Anna loves them. And she had good things to say about the trailer. So maybe it'd be good. I didn't even watch the last one. Did you guys watch the last one?
Yeah. Big fan of it.
Yeah.
Not enough people saw it. I liked it a lot. Rachel Zegler is great. But yeah, that comes out a little under a year from now. Looks awesome. We also got a new trailer for Phil Lord and Chris Miller's Project Hail Mary, obviously starring Ryan Gosling, based on the book by Andy Weir. Film follows a teacher sent 12 light years away from Earth to save humanity after the sun began to erode. In theaters March 20th, 2026.
I'm so
What do you guys
excited.
think about this movie?
I wish.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry, there was a free kick. Say again.
Who? Me
George is excited. Are you excited? Project
No,
Hail
what
Mary?
film was it? I missed the film.
Project Hail Mary.
Oh yeah, it looks cool. I don't know anything about the book.
I'm so excited for this movie, man.
I am so excited. Like I wish I had something more intelligent to say about the trailers and this movie, but I'm just gonna chalk it up to I'm so fucking excited. Like genuinely, like Ryan Gosling, sick. Space movie, sick. He's gonna have a cute relationship with a rock alien, sick. It's
Greg Fraser, cinematography.
Greg Fraser, cinematography.
Oh, I didn't even know that was. I didn't know he was on
Yeah.
it. Nice.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm so hyped, man. I'm so
Lord and
fucking
Miller
excited.
don't really have any misses. So everything about the make of this movie, I think if it, there's certainly moments in the trailer that are a little like corny humor. So if it's not like over the top with that, I think it'll be a success. But you have to sell a movie, so you're going to put a corny joke in one or two times. But I think this looks like Ryan Gosling returning to form in a bit. He had Barbie where he got Oscar nominated, but other than that, obviously he's had a bunch of movies that even if you like them, I think everyone can kind of agree it's not showcasing the full extent of Ryan Gosling's acting ability. Like I know some people out there really love The Fall Guy. I think George, you like The Fall Guy. I think even you would agree, like it's not really showing his acting ability to the fullest. It's more his charisma and charm riding off the Barbie hype. He had The Gray Man. So it's like, this looks like a, capital M movie that we're going to see from Ryan Gosling. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm still crossing the fingers that it gets a South by Southwest premiere because George and I will be at South by Southwest next year, which the opening night film is March 12th. This movie comes out March 20th. Timing seems to make a lot of sense, although it might be a little close cut. So we'll see. I don't know. There's no other like major festivals unless they're going to premiere it at like, no, there's no way they premiere this at Sundance. So I don't know. They're either not going to premiere it at a festival or it's going to be South by Southwest. So hopefully we get it. But yeah, looks great. Very excited for that movie. I haven't read the book, but I've heard not only nothing but good things, but nothing but like the most over the top praise ever for the book. Even Soup came out and started promoting a book. Soup
started reading the book.
Yeah, got Soups to start reading. He promoted. I saw his videos like, this book is insane. You all need to read this. So I'm like, okay. We got Soups in the literature now. We also got the first trailer for Kristen Stewart's featured directorial debut, The Chronology of Water, in theaters January 5th, 2026. I believe this was Cannes Film Festival premiere. But yeah, her directorial debut. I love Kristen Stewart. I think she's fantastic. So I'm excited to see what she's got behind the lens. I think the trailer looks great. Looks, very indie vibe. The colors look beautiful. The saturation looks awesome. And I trust her artistically to make something good. So we'll see what that's all about. It'll be a good, that's a good solid January release. When January releases are normally going to be like, what is that? Chris Pratt, Mercy or whatever, the movie coming out in January where he's like, where it's Chris Pratt tied to a chair and the AI bot has to like tell the AI if he's not.
Wait, what are we talking about?
It's like an Amazon Prime movie. It's him and like Carrie Condon.
I have not seen.
Like,
dude, I haven't heard the name Chris Pratt since like his Garfield shit.
Also, Tyler, Carrie Condon had, what was that Carrie Condon horror film? Either Star 24 or 25.
Night Swim?
I watched Night Swim. That was a January release.
Night Swim. That was not dog shit.
That was bad.
Yeah. And then we also got the teaser for the first live action Moana remake in theaters July 10th, 2026.
Mid.
Yeah. I mean, I like Moana, but
I haven't seen Moana 2.
I haven't seen Moana 2. No interest in the live action. I just don't get it. Like these movies, I don't know. Like I think
crazy money though.
For sure. I never think you need a live action remake an animated movie, but I feel like there are certain live animated movies that would make sense to make in live action. But Moana is very much not one of those when like 98% of it is just CGI anyways. So like what, you're just going to like replace the actual animated characters like a person, but you're still going to CGI the rest of it. Like to me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Like still an animated film.
Right. Like I think there's, I don't know, like any of the Disney princess movies, I think, I haven't seen the live action ones of them. No, but I think, I mean, I guess other Snow White, which has a lot of like mystical elements, but like if you're just making like a Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella movie, it's like, sure. Yeah. Live action. I can see logically why you would make that. Maybe Mulan, if you wanted to make it, which isn't there a live action Mulan? I don't know.
Yeah, there is.
Oh yeah.
But
I just older movie though. No,
I just don't get the point of making stuff that's so CGI heavy. Cause like, this is like, you're just doing the same thing, but I mean, I get it because they're gonna make a ton of money. But whatever, I have no interest in seeing it. Movie news, very very slim this week. Tom Cruise got his honorary Oscar at the Governor Awards. George, would you be embarrassed to win an honorary Oscar?
Rob is a big Tom Cruise fan, real friend Rob. And I sent it to him.
Real with an asterisk.
But I sent him that tweet about Tom Cruise winning an honorary Oscar. And at first I was excited. And I was like, oh, Rob, this is sick, right? And I sent it to him in our group chat with like all of our other friends. And then immediately all my friends were like, what does this mean? Like describe this. And I was basically like, oh, okay. It's basically like an award for someone who's never won an Oscar, but like they want to celebrate his contribution to the industry. So one of my friends responds and goes, it's basically like he goes like, it basically sounds like you're giving James Harden a championship ring and being like, sorry, you had a shitty team around you your entire career. And when he texted that, then I was like, oh, that makes this award sound like such horse shit.
There's no way of explaining it that makes it sound good.
Then, funny enough, like a day or two later, I rewatched Oppenheimer. And at the end of Oppenheimer, they were like, they'll shit on you, they'll tar and feather you, but then they'll give you an award, and that award won't be for you, it'll be for them. And that's what when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, like this honorary Oscar, I don't want to win that.
Yeah, because it's basically them being like, yeah, we kind of did you dirty your whole career, and we're kind of looking at Father Time right now, and it's not looking like you're going to be able to crank out one we could give you a real one for.
Yeah.
So let's.
Although someone
cool speech anyway though.
Yeah, the video was great. It was a very cool speech. I love the video of him like asking everyone to like stand up that he's worked with, and seeing the Iñárritu like crying was really sweet. But I have to go back and find it. But someone posted a screenshot of like someone's Oscar history. It was an actor who won the honorary Oscar, and then like 3 years later actually won an Oscar. So people were like,
trivia.
It's still not too late for hold on, that's got to be it.
Well, he has an Iñárritu film coming out in a couple years, but
let me talk to Google real quick. Actor that won Best Actor after winning an honorary Oscar. Hold on, I'm gonna find this.
See who gets there first.
Harold Russell. There you go.
Who? Whoa.
Harold Russell.
Oh yeah,
he won
Harold
an
Russell.
honorary one and then a competitive one for the same performance in the same year.
All right, that one just seems like they weren't patient enough.
Okay, what the fuck? Oh no! Charlie Chaplin finally won a competitive Oscar 2 years after his honorary one.
Paul Newman won Best Actor the year after winning an honorary Oscar.
Oh, so it's happened like a few times.
Yeah, so it's happened a few times actually. Okay, so it's not too late for Tommy.
No, it's not too late.
And he's in good shape. He'll be able to act longer. I just can't picture him being like a old actor. Like I just don't. I feel like he's a very physical actor. I can't see him like resorting to like a De Niro type of like he's just relying on like his voices and his facial expressions. But
yeah,
I think we got like
he still has a solid
years left.
Yeah,
5,
exactly.
6 years left proper.
So and he's not bogged down by Mission Impossible or maybe Top Gun anymore. So
and he's about to be in an Iñárritu movie.
Yeah, that's probably his best shot at getting one.
Historically, Oscars.
Iñárritu. Sorry, sidetracking. Iñárritu winning back-to-back Best Directors is so crazy, and I don't mean that in a bad way. How? Yeah, he won for Birdman, and then he won for The Revenant. Back-to-back years.
Oh, did he win for The Revenant?
Yes, he won for both those.
That's kind of crazy.
Which is like so fucking crazy.
Which is he bodes even better for Tom Cruise because also Keaton was nominated and Leo won.
He was nominated and Leo won.
Tom Hardy was nominated.
Yeah, Tom Hardy supporting role. Emma Stone was nominated for her supporting role. Like
so the path is there. We see the path.
The vision's there for sure.
The path for a nomination is there.
Yeah.
And then only other movie news is we just got a lot of new looks at the Odyssey this week. We saw Rob Pat. We saw Zendaya.
I'm so horny, man. Oh my god.
John Leguizamo saw the sets.
That shit literally has me half chubbed up.
I mean, do we need to say anything anymore? Like we're excited.
No, we don't.
I will say though, I want to. Sorry, Tyler. I'm not speaking to you right now. George,
get fucked, Tyler.
No, there's a reason. So, Tyler, I know you're not the biggest Eggers guy, which is cool. George, did you see those
of Lily?
Not just Lily,
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yeah,
and also Willem Dafoe and Ralph Ineson as well. Shit.
Oh no, cool, I only saw Lily and Aaron.
I'll send them in the chat.
Crazy, dude. Lily looks so. They have her like with the cleft lip or whatever. It just looks like she looks like. Man, I don't even know how to describe her. She reminds me of
George,
like
look in the group.
Yeah, let me see. I didn't see the other two that you're mentioning.
Yeah, because
Lily. The Aaron I saw, he looks like Jesus.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Lily looks so
Look
scary.
at my boy
man.
Willem and Ralph Ellison though.
Willem, man, Willem looks cool in anything he wears, bro. It's fucking
He
crazy.
does. That is true.
It's so
is
crazy
true.
because like Aaron Taylor Johnson in these. I was about to say Joy. Aaron Taylor Johnson in these pictures looks like Jesus Christ, and
He
Lily
does in the
Rose
second
Depp-
one, especially.
yeah, Lily Rose Depp is dressed like something I could see like Mary wear, which is kind of funny.
I know what you mean. Like, I do get
Yeah,
that.
like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
these
I'm
look
excited
crazy,
for this
man.
one. I'm
These
excited.
look so crazy.
When does that come out? Next December?
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
Next year, yeah, we're far
Okay,
away
that
from
would-
that one.
Yeah, Christmas next year.
Yeah.
Werewulf. Wait, when is it? Oh yeah. Oh, 1st of January 2027. Ugh, crazy.
I
Too far.
fuck with that.
Well, that's all we have for the episode this week. Shorter episode, hour 40. But, Wicked for Good and Train Dreams, both will be players of the Oscars. Both will probably be players at the ReelTok Awards. I'd say a little more asterisk on Wicked for Good, but I think production and costuming will still get it a nom for sure. But yeah, that'll do it for ReelTok episode 168. Thursday, we'll be having a fun auction draft. Been a while since we've done an auction draft. So Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, like combined filmographies auction draft. So we're each going to pick 6, so 18 total, drafting amongst DiCaprio and Pitt's extensive filmography. And Friday, we'll be doing a review of Decision to Leave from Park Chan-wook, as No Other Choice is going to be coming out here soon. And yeah, with that, let's see what week's next week. Hamnet is next week. What other movies come
Hamnet.
out? Probably just Hamnet.
Oh, the UK audience, we're sorry, but we will be doing Hamnet.
No, we got a couple. We got Hamnet, we got Eternity, we got Zootopia 2. So fun stuff.
Zootopia poo. Got him. I'm not watching that shit, man.
Bang.
Zootopia is a banger, man.
Although Zootopia 1, if I remember correctly, was actually like pretty good. I didn't see it in a while,
Zootopia is a great movie.
whenever it
So
came out.
we'll be seeing Zootopia 2. Me and Riley will be seeing it. Eternity, I don't know about Eternity because I got invited to like 17 early screenings of that, and every single
I
time
got
I was
invited to one for you. Yeah.
I'd rather
I'm not-
just not leave my house. I don't know. I'm not interested in that movie. But yeah, that'll do it for the episode. We will see you all on Thursday for Real Quick. Have a great week. Peace.
Peace.